Hello, hello. Welcome. Oh, hi, Katie. You want out? Are you happy to sit there? Give me a moment. Hi, baby. You want out? You can go out if you want. You go. All right. If you are here and you like this live so far, if you could give this a thumbs up, that would be greatly appreciated. Hello, hello. Welcome. No, this one. Hi, everybody. Welcome. Welcome. How's everybody doing today? If you're just now joining, if you could consider giving this a thumbs up, that would be great. It helps tell the algorithm you enjoy being here and helps me reach more people who also enjoy art and are looking to find an art community. Oh, the things people say. Hi, hello, hello, welcome. Welcome, welcome. I'm going to do this and just add some snow. Hello, everybody, welcome. Wrong brush. Wrong brush. I would like to go into that. Just kidding. I'm gonna go back to this. I think it'll work better for the highlights. All right, we'll see if I'm able to like pull this off. I did have like a very vague deer, which I'll show you guys. I had just one sort of place there, which I like this style, okay? I might do a couple variations, so I might keep this for one of them where it's really loose. But then I also made this one, which I liked okay, but I definitely need to fix the face. She looks more like a cheetah in the face, like a cat. And then I wanted to do one that was a bit more realistic, so we'll see if I could pull it off. Part of what would make this more probably successful is I'm going to duplicate this background because when you use the oil painting bits, okay, hold on, 5 seconds, my brain's struggling. Put this up here. Thank you. There we go. Okay, that's fine. So with oil paint, when you're painting on the same layer, the colors, when you smudge them, will actually interact. So for example, when I smudge, the colors are pulling from all over, right? And that's like part of the beauty is the blending aspect. But I have this on a separate layer, which means it's not actually engaging with the background. So I can smudge it, but it's not actually picking up any colors from the actual background there. So what I am gonna do is I'm going to believe in myself and I'm going to combine. So now I can go in and you can see that it's actually going to start interacting with the background. Unless, of course, I don't have it. Okay, miss. Sorry, my cat is... she's in the mood. Hi! Welcome, welcome. Would you like back in, Miss Ma'am? Hi! Yeah, you're welcome back. Hi! Did you go exploring? Okay. Yes, okay. So some of these highlights down here are actually on a layer above, which is fine, but I do need to keep that in mind for when, if I want to smudge out certain areas. Thank you so much for your kind words. Thank you. Oh, now you want back out. Oh, you gotta love cats. Gotta love cats. All right, I'll leave the door open until everybody comes back home, but then you know you'll be coming back here. All right. And even just that quick smudging we did there already makes a world of difference in how it is, it has like continuity, if you will, with like the rest of the style. So going in here and just lightening up the edges, smudging. You can even you can add in some of the other colors that we've seen throughout the piece, which I'll do in a minute. I typically don't work in the watercolor, I typically work in watercolor if I am doing something in Procreate that's close to traditional, but I really wanted to give oil paint a try. It's something that I didn't like before when I did try it when I was younger, but I'm curious to try it again, and I also thought, why not challenge myself to see if I could figure out how to do it digitally. Hi, hey Tarana, how are you? Welcome. Oh, nope, don't do that. Smudge. So I think, like, well, yes, you can absolutely have oil paintings that have very precise detail and edges. I really like the more loose style. So I'm trying to embrace that throughout the piece. This is very different than my typical style. If you're new here, I did some more oil here as well. If you're new here, this is like my illustration style. Here's another example, like my illustration style. Right? And then when I paint, typically, here's like two different examples, but they were both made with similar brushes. So there's that, and then this one, which I'm still pretty proud of. So yeah, I typically don't paint digital oil paintings, but I'm really trying to like try to see if I can, you know, do something with it, because I'm really enjoying it. I like that there's, I don't want to say it's no pressure, because I think that every medium has its difficulties, but I have found this actually really easy, and I don't think it's easy to do. I think ease in sense of it's easy on my mind. It feels very relaxing to do, and I'm really enjoying that. Oh, thank you, Tarana. Yeah, I just decided to give it a shot. I saw a couple of, you know, I was on Pinterest looking at inspiration, making mood boards, and I saw a couple of oil paintings, and I was like, I love that. I wish I could paint like that. And I was like, well, you're assuming you can't. And so I decided to give it a try. Yes, I was thinking of doing a tutorial, maybe because it's not my typical style, maybe like a longer tutorial that has this piece, and one other piece. And the reason why this one's a different size is I decided for like my shorts and my like TikTok and Instagram like reels videos, it's easier when I do like replay videos of like the time lapse to have it in this size. Typically, you know, I'd work in a wider canvas, but this is what I've decided to go with for now, because I don't plan on printing it or anything. It's just digital. But yes, I would like to do a third piece, so this one, and another, where they kind of look like a set, because I'll try and use the same or similar color scheme. And then that way I can give everyone the color palette or the color swatch as well. Okay, so first off, we're going to take this grayish color. We're going to brush it into the back leg, because the back leg's too dark and very distracting right now. Technically, I know that it would be darker based on shadow, but I just feel like it ended up backfiring the way that it was painted. So I'm going to see if I can get away with doing just a little bit of shadow, but not as much as what is required. Hi, sweetie pie. Hi, baby. How you doing? And even though I'm not using the smudge or blend tool, even using the brush itself, it's, when you move it around, it's interacting with the paint around it. So I thought that was fun and neat. And I do have a deer reference that I'm going to look at in a second. And I most certainly need to lighten up the top of this head. So maybe I'll do that one to start. My cat is playing in the closet. Like, what are you getting into? So the two brushes that I've been using are turpentine and oil paint, both for painting and for the blending or smudge tool. And for eraser, which I've been working mostly on just like one layer, because that's how you get the colors to interact with one another. And the only layers that I have separate from that are highlights. So yeah, I try and use those two, but if I were to use an eraser, I've been using the Inca, but just because it does give a little bit of a jagged edge when erasing, and this has a little bit of a jagged edge when painted, but I haven't really had to do that because I'm painting on one solid, which you can't tell, because I have several of these. That's funny. It's fine. We're fine. There we go, like that. Okay, so I want to fix this because I'm not a fan of how that's looking. So let me smudge here. Then once I have it more, the kitty's good. Once I have this more like painted out, then I'll probably add in some like cooler tones down here in the shadow areas and whatnot. But I'm just gonna keep it just the solid color to start. And the kitty is good. She's getting more comfortable, so her personality is coming out more and more, which is fun to see. It's kind of like it's like waiting to see like her whole personality unfold. Like, okay, what have I gotten myself into? Who are you? But it's good. It's good. Okay, and so I'm also going to lighten these up a little bit as well. Yeah, that was really fun. I was really studying snow over the last couple days, like just been like looking at paintings, photographs of snow, and I noticed there's just like a lot of like really neat blues and purples, because typically, you know, when I paint snow in my head, I'm like, it's white and gray, but I was like, obviously there's more colors to it, so I decided to give it a try on this, and it's been a lot of fun. Exploring, allowing in some of those other colors that I normally would feel hesitant to add in. All right, so here's my reference. I try to think of it more as a guide than an exact. Like I got some of this off, which is fine. We'll fix it. It also doesn't have to be super detailed, just because we will be viewing it from afar, but the right details in the right spot can make all the difference in readability. So all right, And in this instance, I'm going to see if I can paint in a small gap here. Oh my gosh, I did it. I wasn't expecting to be able to do that, but the paint does allow for it. That's good. Huzzah. And this leg needs to be a bit straighter. And this needs to be a bit more like this. Good enough. All right, and now I'm going to focus a little bit on the face. Oh boy. I'm going to do blue. And I'm going to start by not painting on that layer while I get my placement just right. And for this detail, I'm actually going to branch out of these two and go to, is it inking? No. Is it, why can't I remember where you, it's not that, no. I have a brush in my mind and I cannot for life of me place where it is. No, it's none of these. Oh, drawing. There it is. Okay, so I'm going to do Little Pine. It's got a little bit of texture to it. I'm going to use that for drawing in these details over here. And don't worry, it won't stay that dark. And then just like a little nose here. How funny does that look right now? I love it. It's so funny. All right, and then here. Okay. So now I'm going to combine it, and now we're going to hopefully make it not look so scary. Oh. If you guys are wondering why it's an alien, me too. Okay. I hesitate way too much with art. I love how you just go for it. Thank you. I have worked on that. It's not what I used to do. But I've tried to remind myself, like, no matter how many times I've painted something wrong, I've always been able to fix it. And if I paint it wrong, I can just paint over it and start again, right? Like no big deal, which is actually what I'm going to do right now because I'm just not a fan of how the eyes are. But the nose is okay. Because the only way that you're going to, you know, get better or know if you're doing it right is quite literally by making the mistakes, right? You can plan all you want, but until you put it into practice, it's really hard. It's really hard to like know how to do something, right? Okay, so some things I'm thinking might make you a bit more. The mouth makes her look so unimpressed, right? Okay. That's hilarious. Good call though. I could see it. As soon as you said it, I was like, she does not look happy about her life, and that's a problem. Okay, I can do this, guys. I think first thing I'm going to do though is I'm going to attempt to just select that area as best I can, and I'm going to take the color down just a touch. Yeah. And then I'll just smudge. There we go. And then that also means that I can put maybe some Oh, awesome. Okay, good. Try that attitude out, you know? It works for some, doesn't work for everyone, but it's gonna, you know, it's gonna be okay no matter what. This is also a reason why, like, you can see throughout my piece, I have several layers, just in case. I'm pretty sure they're all the same at this point, minus the part with the, oh, this is the only difference, is that so this is what I started with, and then once I added the little bottom part there, so I'll just duplicate this. So there's a spare, just in case, you never know, right? And now I have, oh gosh, I always forget. To turn on Do Not Disturb. There we go. And so now, I also have this background, which has the okay, let me take off these details. No, keep those details. Take away that. There we go. So now I have this background, and then I have this background. So, ta-da! The good news is, there, you know, if I mess up on the deer, then I at least still have this layer, right? I still have this layer, and that means it's fine without the deer. And now I also have a deer, and I can at this point duplicate that just to ensure if I get too far down the road and I start to hate the deer, I know that I liked the deer at this stage, right? Okay, this needs more detail, or like more color to it. I'm also on the wrong brush, but fear not. It is fine. There we go. Oh, hi, pretty girl. What you doing? You want your blankie? Give me one sec. My cat is new to our home, and I'm trying to make her as comfortable as possible. Hi, baby, you want a blankie? Oh, it's okay. You're fine. There you go. All right. Yes, I have definitely painted from the beginning on one layer before, and then got to a point where I ended up hating it. So I've just and I've also wanted to move things around or change things and couldn't because it was all on one layer. What I do know is I like the background as is, and what's cool about using, at least to me, what's cool, using the oil brushes is that it's really forcing me in a good way to trust the process and just paint through it, because in order for these colors to interact and blend, you do have to have them on one layer. So it's been good practice to not rely on the layers as much, other than of course for the highlights. But yeah. Now I gotta figure out the eyes. I'm gonna do like a lighter blue and see if I can do that. Okay, I like that eye way better. Oh, sorry. And because I like it so much, I am going to grab it, copy it, and move it over. I do think they might be in need of being slightly larger. So let's see if I can do that without fudging it up too bad. Too big. Better. All right, and now, let's see, probably some lines there for the nose. I definitely want to do like dots on the back, like from the reference. And okay, I'm gonna do this on a separate layer. I'm trying to see, does this help? Like having some sort of delineation of the top of the head. Also, I'm doing the perspective on this wrong. So what I want, I guess, is for it to go like this, which does not feel accurate. That's fine. Might just keep it as is and just, take creative liberties. And then, let's see, grab, select, do that there. Maybe some right there. Hi, Mary. Hello. Welcome. And that's because they're not on the same layer. Okay, thank you. Ah, painting. Fun times. I'm going to make the forehead a little bit lighter, maybe put some light here, maybe at the top of the eyes. We'll see. We'll see how it comes together. But I think it needs just a little bit more there for readability. Okay. How are you, Miss Mary? Welcome, welcome. All right, now nope, don't like that. Okay, well done. So I am now going to duplicate this layer so that if I mess it up, we're fine. No, also not that. Where, oh where, there. All right. I think that one would probably be best. Okay, so some on the nose, top of the eyes. Oh my goodness, yeah, today is way colder than it's been in a while. Like today I felt it. I was like, fall is here. Okay, I'm gonna look up one more reference. Oh my god, why are deer so cute? Why are they so cute? Yeah, I will definitely explain right now. Okay, I'm going to show you two different things. Let me do like a dark circle. Okay, so let's say I drew this dark circle. Okay, I have two options. If I want to have only things on this dark circle and not the background, then I want to add a new layer that's above it, select it, and go to clipping mask. When I do clipping mask, it means that everything I draw only stays on what it's masking, which is layer 24, which is why the little arrow here points down to this layer. So I can draw out here all I want, doesn't go anywhere. The reason why it can be helpful to do a clipping mask instead of alpha lock, which technically both do the same thing, is that one, I can always delete this and still have my original circle. But that also means I can adjust, repaint, so I can adjust, right? I can do whatever. Now, what I can do is take this and still remain on alpha lock, and it'll still do the same thing. Okay? Still same thing. I can paint and it won't go anywhere else. The only problem is now that layer has these points on it, which means, let's say I don't like it. I'm kind of, I don't want to say stuck with it because I never feel stuck anymore, but I'd have to start from scratch. right? And if I wanted to change the color, like let's say I'm like, oh yeah, I love this design, which I don't know what this design is. The only way I could really work and recolor things would be to use this tool, which is not a perfect, with certain brushes, it's just not a perfect like selection tool, right? And so if I wanted to, I certainly could try. Let's do a really different color. Like this. I could certainly try, but you're gonna see the blue outline, right? And that's just not ideal. That's not what you're looking for, which is why using a clipping mask in this particular instance, when you're unsure of what your final design is going to be and how you want it to look, it's best just to do a clipping mask. There's plenty of times where I use Alpha Lock though. It just depends on what I'm working on. Hopefully that all made sense. I feel like I need to like change the perspective of the face, but like I don't want to. I don't want to because that requires so much effort. Let's see. Dun, 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 dun. All right, I'm going to attempt to do it. In worst case, I have this one. So I'm going to attempt to change it on this one. Oh, okay, okay. So I do have it. But I'll even duplicate this. I am going to try. You're very welcome. It's very, very helpful if you're trying to create designs on top of like a solid, like foundational shape. So like even like if you're making like tree bark and you didn't want the tree bark to go outside the tree, perfect example of like a clipping mask would be great. If you trust your painting skills, you could absolutely use Alpha Lock though. I did, however, just think of another reason why a big difference between Alpha Lock and clipping mask, and I am nothing if not thorough, so let me just show you because it's gonna drive me insane if I don't teach it right. So like let's say again we do the little circle thing. I'm just gonna, okay, so I made a circle. Now if I were to do a clipping mask and I were to use a lighter color, and like let's say I use green, and then I used a smudge tool, it's only going to really smudge. Oh, this is a bad example because the oil brush actually does it right, so let me do a different brush, something like all of the brushes that I tend to use do really good jobs. I'll use one of my favorites though. Let me see. Leatherwood. Okay, so if I were to brush in with leatherwood, and then if I smudge it, okay, that's what it would look like. Now, if I were to go on and use clipping mask and then draw directly on top of this, and then smudge, what it's actually doing right here is grabbing this dark color and moving it here into this space, whereas this is just moving around the green because it was a green clipping mask here. So it can give you similar effects for sure, but depending on what you're working on, you may not want this like opacity happening where it's sort of translucent here. You might want something that is actually incorporating, especially if you had multiple colors. Like if you had more than just this one color, you would probably want, like if I had, okay, so here's a good example. Okay, so I have pink here on, this is what the green clipping mask looks like over it. Okay, it's not interacting with it at all, but I did draw this pink onto this circle. So now this pink is not only going to interact with this, but I can also get it to interact with the green now. whereas it won't, because the only thing that is moving on this is the clipping mask. So alpha lock is different in that you're drawing directly on it, which means if you're using smudge tools, you'll be able to interact, I suppose, versus just set on top. Hopefully that made some semblance of sense. Hopefully. Gaussian blur. If using, okay, so if I were using blur, okay, question. When you say Gaussian blur, are you saying that you want to use it in a clipping mask or just in general? Like what of the blurs? I prefer Gaussian blur when I'm using, like, I don't know, anything really. If I want something to have movement, like say rain falling from us at an angle, or maybe I have water falling, like a waterfall, and it's like, you know, like it's rapidly, you know, I'm trying to think, like the kind of like when you use when you see photographs and the water, like it's catching like that stream, then I would use motion blur. Perspective blur, I don't really get into. That's, you know what, I'm about to. That's what's about to happen. Because why not? So Gaussian blur softens the edges. Motion blur, depending on which direction you do, it blurs. So if you did white and you went like this, you would get like rainfall sort of effects. Well, you would if you did a bunch of like white dots. To blend two colors or shadow. So yes, you can absolutely do that. That's also a good, another one. Dun, dun, dun. I'm really I love the questions. Questions are my favorite. Okay, circle. So if I wanted to do a clipping mask, I could do blue, and then I could do a darker blue, and then making sure I'm on that clipping mask. Now I can use the Gaussian blur, and now I can blur it like this. And if you wanted to do more, you could just add a new layer, another clipping mask. Let's say you wanted to create sort of like a ball of some kind. You could do something like that. Though I would not recommend, that wasn't a very good. Smaller. You could also do a bunch of different kinds of shapes, depending on, you know, we don't know what's going on in the background. So you could do stuff like that. Let's test out what it would do if we were in alpha lock. I can't remember what happens, so let's test that out. All right, so now we're in alpha lock. Okay, so it would still keep everything in here. The only thing now is that we are quote unquote stuck with it, which isn't a bad thing. But you could build, you could also just keep building, because the thing, here's where I could see running into an issue. So if you're only painting on this one and you're like, oh, I really want to add, you know, some sort of shine to it, if you're still on this layer, once you go to use the Gaussian blur again, it's actually going to not only blur this, but continue to blur this. And we don't want that. So in this instance, I would do it on a separate layer if you were going to add more, and then use the Gaussian blur, and then combine it if you want. So hopefully that makes all the sense. Yay. All right, let's see if I can do this face. I gotta pick a deer. There's so many cute deers. All right, I'm going to try that one. Okay. All right, let's see if I can do this. First, we are going to just paint right on over. No, I don't want that. We're just gonna paint. We're not gonna paint. It's really mad at me right now. First, it would be helpful if I was in like the right paintbrush. 2. Go away. Why? I hate when it does this and I never know how to get rid of it. This is one of those things. If anybody does know, teach me. Because I don't want these layers. I just want to paint. Will you let me? Okay, good. Yay. Okay. I did it, I think. Okay, so I just got rid of the face. It's because your layer is... Thank you. Thank you. I don't know how I didn't know that, but thank you. I appreciate you so much. If that happens to me again, you remind me of this moment. Okay, I'm going to start by doing on a separate layer, also making sure I'm back to my correct colors. I'm going to do a lighter blue to start, and then I'll darken up where I need to. And I will go to inking for now. Okay. So in this one, the deer's eyes are like up here. Okay. And I believe, no, just that one. Thank you. I believe they're a bit closer. And then the nose is like right here. And then okay, so it goes like this, and then like this. And yeah, I'm emotionally talking myself through this because apparently I need it. All right, and then there's like lighter colors down here. It won't look like this, I promise. I'm just trying to map out some of that. She has a beard now. How cute. I got you. Thank you. The eyes are to the side like that. Would they be more squished? You are correct. Yes. You are correct, madam. Miss. And also that goes around more. And this seems more like that. Okay. And this one, we need more like this. And this part. Okay, let me just soften up some of this before we add it to the other layer. So then that's okay. Combine. And now, hopefully, I'm not in the right one. That would be why I'm struggling. There we go. Oh, sorry guys. Welcome to the chaos that is my brain. Okay, I think who knew that a deer could be just as challenging as hands, you know? That looks hilarious. I'm glad the face is looking a little bit better. Hopefully I'll be able to continue to work on this and make it look not so scary. That's the goal. There's like this and that, and then we'll smudge it. This is hilarious. Good Lord. All right. And now she has a 5 o'clock shadow plus a beard. Let's try this blue. She ages as you go down her neck. Young beard to old beard. Exactly. Exactly. Okay. think I'm getting close. I have to probably step away from this project. I'll start another one, but like for a day, just to sort of see what I'm missing, you know? I feel like it's pretty good compared to what it was. Okay, so I so far like this, okay? No, don't like that. Angry, still angry. Empty in the eyes. Okay, so I'm gonna delete these. Look at that. Boom. I might actually keep that one so I can have a reference of how much it's changed. I feel like she gives the vibes. She gives the vibes I was hoping for, you know? Let's do maybe this. But I can do that. She is so much cuter, right? I'm really excited to turn this into a tutorial now that I've figured out what not to do. Okay, so now that I'm happy, yay, okay, I'm gonna try and get it out this week because I'm really enjoying this and I kind of want to stay in this zone, you know? Okay, so before I move on to another project, I want to real quick try and incorporate some of the colors, like the blues and cooler colors into her fur. Just a little bit here and there, nothing too extreme. As I say that, and then it ends up being extreme. But I'm going to move it around. All right, here we go. Some back there. I don't know if you guys can hear my stomach talking. It is so hungry. My husband promised me food by 5, so we shall see. That man better deliver. I'm gonna grab just a slightly more purplish color, not too much, but just a little for some of the darker areas, like here. I still am not a huge fan of this backline, so I'm trying to soften it up. Okay, I think I like that a little better now. Oh, good. I'm glad that it's coming across as an oil painting. I know it won't be a perfect, like, you know, replica of, like, authentic oil paint would look, but it's very enjoyable, and I like it. It's fun. I'm gonna see if I can get away with adding some blue in here. Well, thank you. Maybe just a little on her bum. And just a little bit here. Alright, and there was one. I think, is this it? Yeah, the shadow. There we go. I just gotta move the shadow. Because the deer's moved. At this point, I might as well just repaint the shadow, but it's fine. Let's keep that there. And I think the only thing that I might do on a separate layer, though, to test it out, I was going to see if adding in more of this would help, or if it would end up taking away from it. I think it takes away from it. Let's see, just a touch more. All right. I think this one's like good for today. That was fun. All right, let me take a sip. I have, not in this color palette, I have an idea for another one that I've been wanting to try. I have to figure out what I want to do for the next one. For this. And this one I'll probably have more purplish blue tones when I make it, so that way they feel more like a collective piece. I still can't believe how ugly my deer was and how much better it looked by the end. That was funny. That was really funny. So much cuter. Cute? Not cute. Cute? Too serious. Happy. Okay, yay. All right. I'm just stretching real quick. Oh God, apparently my elbow's going to crack. She got so snatched too. Oh yeah, she really did. She upped her contour game hard. She's got some good bone structure to work with, you know? Oh, that's too funny. And I sketched out all of these to prepare for other tutorials and things I want to work on. I'm going to make that mistletoe tutorial as well this week, hopefully tomorrow. And then I wanted to do a Christmas bookshelf because I know we did the Halloween one, and I'm looking forward to doing a Christmas one and just seeing what people come up with. All right. Let me look up one reference. I'm sorry, it'll take me a second. Yes, there. Yes, I want to do a cat hanging from a wreath that has like lights tangled, and it's like supposed to be decor on the wall. I also plan on doing a like a cat series as well, where for like a Christmas cat series where they're just getting in all kinds of trouble. So I want to do that, and I was hoping I could use them to make a seamless repeated pattern. There we go. Dun, 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 dun. I'm just looking. So what I want to paint is a wreath, like a Christmas wreath, but I want to do it like a nice loose style, like we've been doing. But I'm just trying to make sure that I have a good reference for that because I want it on a door. Dun, 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 dun. Oh goodness. I'm so sleepy today. Some days just are like that, I guess. Oh my gosh, okay, I am saving this photo because I absolutely need to paint this. Okay, Christmas. Alright. I guess I'll just use that-ish. Okay. I'm gonna start with just like the base of the wreath, and I'll just use this as the starting point in terms of colors. And well, also, okay, I lied. I'm gonna start with the background as red, and I'll add just a little bit of color, but not get too invested in it until later. Down the sides. Hi there, welcome. I feel like we all need a good Christmas cat, you know? I'm just playing around with this. I'm not really sure how I want the background door to be, but maybe something like that to start. And then no, smaller. Trust the process. That's what I'm telling you guys, but I'm also telling myself that too. Okay. Okay, that kind of looks like a door, right? With like texture. Okay, so I'm going to get my foundation color down for my wreath. Okay, my question is, why aren't you working? There you go. Oh, good. Oh, good. I'm glad. I think it'll be, by the end, I think I'll be able to make more sense of it. Like, I'll have, like, lighting, right, like, on certain parts of the door and stuff like that. It'll come together, I think. But in the meantime... Okay, so I definitely want to have, like, some parts sticking out. Okay, and now we're going to use some other colors to build into it. I think I want warmer colors, though. That might be a little much, but it's fine. Just put dark colors back in. This is the point at which I'm going to combine the two and just trust the process. I need dark colors. Mm-hmm. feel like of all the ones I've done, this one's actually going to be the most challenging. I just have that like sneaking suspicion, you know? Dun, dun, dun. Maybe I'll do so there's a little bit more teal in it. Hey, sweet girl, you want out? Give me 1 second. Hi. Hello, beautiful. Come here. Want out? Here you go. Here you go. Is food gonna be ready soon? Is food gonna be ready soon? Okay, cool. I'm still live, so I'll be just doing that until food's ready. Thank you, babe. All right. And oh, thank you. I'm not like the biggest fan of it, but like it's cool. Why did I put them on a separate layer? It's fine. It's vibes. That red there. I'm gonna see if putting in some like darker color around the edge will help it sort of sit on the door a little bit better too. I'm going to add in some ornaments. I think I'll just do white, like just keep it, you know, simple. Like add in some white ornaments, and then I can add in reflective light of like green and red on it. And then I can also start painting in more details once I have the ornaments established. And then I'll be able to like oh hi. Sorry, I'm not used to our cat yet, and that scared me. Hi baby. Oh hi, you talking? Hello. How you doing, baby? Oh hi baby. Hello sweetie. How you doing? You doing okay? Okay, so based on my colors, you would assume light is coming from this side. Okay, so we're going to assume light is over here, which means these will be lighter and some of these will be darker over here. I'm just saying it out loud for everyone's benefit, including mine, so I don't forget. Let's see, maybe a grayish color. That's not dark enough. Not any erasing. All right, I feel like it's starting to finally come together. For a minute there, I was a bit worried, I'm not gonna lie. Now, obviously, I still have a long ways to go, but for a minute there, I was like, what have I gotten myself into? Let's see. I'm going to... God, stop double chopping. Oh, thanks, Tarana. Thank you. You and Miss Mary always got my back, rooting me on, which I greatly appreciate, because the imposter syndrome can be intense some days. And I really mean it. Like, just like, you know, sometimes just having people with you that you, like, you know, you feel comfortable with. I never know who's going to show up in here, so it's nice when I have a familiar face. And also that familiar face is always celebrating my small wins and laughing with me through the pain. I think I might have just fallen in love with this style of digital painting. Who would have thunk? I'm pretty sure I just found my new love. I wasn't expecting it, but I'm excited. Yay. Me too. I definitely want to, like, I don't know how successfully I'll be able to do it, I definitely want to like add in a little bit of like unexpected colors in here. And maybe like just subtly blend them in. I love this. It's good there was some struggle at the beginning because now it's enemies to lovers. They are the best stories. I agree. Oh gosh, so funny. So funny. And also accurate. Oh man, that's good. That's a good one. I definitely want my love of books to also translate to my art, from enemies to lovers. It might be hard to see. Let's see. Let's turn this down a little, help. But I do think that it'll be easier to see tomorrow if I go live when there's more daylight. Okay, so do that. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited for food. Random question, but what is everyone's favorite like cuisine? My top favorite are Mediterranean and Mexican. However, I do have OCD with food, so I don't try a lot of new foods. I wish I could, and that's on the horizon in the future. But, yeah, that's just not something that I've done before. Oh yeah, that's the color. Chinese is very good, yes. Ooh, Indian. I definitely want to get more into Indian cuisine. I have a couple friends who are like really into it, and I've been really wanting to try more. However, like I said, my OCD makes it a little hard for me to like go out and eat, but I'd totally be down to try some like home recipes. I would say before I developed OCD, sushi and Chinese were my absolute favorite. But then sushi started making me anxious. But oh, love sushi. I grew up with my grandma, who is she was the first generation out of Portugal. So I remember eating a lot of Portuguese dishes growing up, and I loved that. That was very good. I miss it. Is so fun, and also for me very unexpected, so I'm enjoying this. This may not be like a huge deal to someone else, but I tend to stay away from super vibrant colors, and this feels very outside my comfort zone, so I'm enjoying it. Oh, it's very good. Yes. It's been a long time since I've had like a homemade meal, but like Portuguese meal. But yes, I very much enjoyed it growing up. I don't even, why is it only now that I've realized I should be looking up Portuguese recipes more often? In my head, I think there's like probably a block. I'm like, I lost that with my grandma, and I don't know why I've never thought to like look it up. Now I will. Now I will. I'm making these a little bit darker of a base color since the light source is somewhere over here, which will hopefully become more established in time. But and then I will also do some even slightly darker. Oh my gosh, do I hear food? Oh my gosh, I hear food, guys. All right. I am off to go eat. Thank you all so much for hanging out with me today and for experimenting, trying to figure out things. Thank you so much, baby. Oh my god, it looks so good. It smells so good. I will be back sometime tomorrow. I know that's a very specific time, I know. But that's all I can promise at this time. Yes, it can be emotional in this. Oh, hi, baby girl. All right. You guys have a wonderful evening, day, night. Take care of yourselves. Meet your basic needs. Drink, eat, rest. Take meds if you got them. I know I do. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.